right. This is DJ Beowvlf with WKNC. We are hanging out in Neptune's, which is the bottom floor of the King's venue. I've got Mannequin Pussy sitting with me doing a redo interview from one that I conducted a little over a year ago that had some extreme audio issues. So thank you all for being here and for doing this again. We're going to get right to the point and go right through these. But the very first thing to start things off, it would be, if anyone had never heard you before, give a quick and dirty rundown of who you are and what you would like an audience member to know.
Ugh.
I know that's the worst question.
It's a good question.
It's also really hard to summarize. Y'all have been playing for almost a decade now?
Yeah.
Yeah, summarize a decade of musicianship and traveling into one question.
Better now than we were then.
Yes.
Getting better all the time.
Also true.
Something for everyone.
That would be what I would stress the most to a new fan. There's probably something that you're going to like.
Yeah.
Do you have a song request? If someone were checking you out for the first time, what would you tell them to listen to?
It depends what they're into.
Well, then what's your favorite? Obviously,
my favorite of our songs?
Yeah.
Oh, that's like choosing my children.
Yeah, I can't possibly pick one.
Well, then we'll skip that one. So recently, y'all put out an album. It's been almost 6 months now, so I can't say super recently, but it's been called Patience, getting incredible critical acclaim, and it's off of Epitaph. Previously, you were not on that record label. What are some changes that you've seen being on the biggest independent punk label probably in the world?
Infinite love and support.
Pass this around again.
Yeah, I mean, having actual support is very nice. And I don't know, they've been lovely to us. They're very supportive. We were in LA not that long ago and just hit them up because we were close to the office. They're like, yeah, come on by, you can hang out. It was very, very cool of them.
Yeah, they showed us their Zen rock garden and got to smoke weed and hang out and listen to Brett's insane speaker system that he just set up.
All of this was in the Zen Rock Garden?
No.
I'd like to imagine that.
The monitor system or the speaker system was in the office, but
that sounds really relaxing and very California.
Have a Zen rock garden.
Yeah,
they do have a Zen Rock Garden. But regardless of Epitaph being super kind to you, what's the kind of audience perception that you've seen for Patience?
Oh my God,
it's been really great. I mean,
more so than romantic?
Yeah.
Yes. Definitely.
It's just amplified, I guess, because it was strong reception to the last one, but this is times 1,000. It's been very exciting. I'm glad that people like us.
I'm so sorry for pulling that away. This is going to be a difficult process of knowing who to mic and when, because I truly wish I had more than one. A cool thing that y'all have been doing on the Patience various tour cycles is you've been able to create your own tour lineups and no longer be, a quote from Marissa's previous interview was a proverbial bride. You're now the headliner. Bridesmaid, I apologize. I didn't do my research well enough, I guess. What's that been like? What matters to you when building a tour package? Why did you select the people that you did? And what's your experience been designing and playing through your own tour cycles?
The Patience tour was definitely, the first one over the summer was the first time we got to go about selecting bands. And I don't think any of us realized just how difficult it is to get a group of bands who have the same availability at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It was extremely frustrating.
It was so difficult. I don't think any of us anticipated how hard it would be. Because, just because you like a band and they like you and you all want to tour together doesn't mean that they're available for, the weeks that you need them to be available. But it ended up working out great because we were fans of Empath and T-Rextasy, and they were beautiful, perfect, talented bandmates for the first half. And then Destroy Boys and Ellis were a little bit more I guess I would say industry picks, in that I would say Destroy Boys manager relentlessly emailed me being
sick, that's how you do it.
Please check out this band, they're huge fans of yours, they would love to tour with you. And finally we're okay, let's check them out. And then we checked them out and we loved them and we're okay, cool, come on. And I think our booking agent really liked Ellis, and then we all listened to the Ellis record, and we're like, oh, this is beautiful. And, we're definitely looking not to bring a band that sounds exactly like us on tour.
That's definitely true for Kississippi. Sunset Blush and Patience are radically different albums.
Yeah. I just don't think it's that interesting for an audience to see the same band be performed three different ways every night.
Yeah.
I think it's an opportunity to showcase different artists who are doing different things, and you can still kind of fit into the same world even if you're not following the same sonic roadmap.
But in Europe, you didn't bring anyone else with you. What was it like? Well, did you get to pick artists for like every show in Europe, or did you just kind of like find out when you were there? Yeah.
So Europe is very different for us because obviously
And it was your second European tour, right?
It was our second European tour, but you don't really get to make those kind of choices early on. We're still technically a very new band in Europe, so we're still like essentially, I think, just building, I guess, a fan base, I would say.
Do you have a solid fan base in like any specific city?
I would say
As
London,
it turned out, yes.
and London, and actually in a lot of places, there were some really shockers, like in Prague. I think Prague sold out, and London was like, they lost their minds. So like, yeah, Europe
Germany
definitely
was
like the second time around is like way better than our first time because there was definitely like some humbling moments on our first European tour where we I'll just tell this quick story. We played this place Aarhus, and we played this room that's meant for like 300 people, and 8 people showed up. But
Nice.
We played as hard as we could, and we were like, you know what? All 8 people showed up. All 8 people bought merchandise. All 8 people were very happy. So we're like, cool.
That's
like,
a hole-in-one all across the board,
But it
yeah.
does feel like darn. 'Cause you're like, this
Where was
room is
that?
like
Denmark.
Aarhus, Denmark.
Denmark.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought Aarhus was like the venue.
Oh no. But then we played there again on this tour, the exact same venue, and there was this moment where we got there, we loaded in. They gave us the same meals and everything. We were like, wow, this feels just like the last
Consistency.
time. And I was like, man, is it going to be just like 8 people again? And we went downstairs just before we were about to play, and I was like, crap, there's only like 10 people here.
That's more. That's more, though.
There's 2 more. And I freaked out. I was like, man, it's going to be the same thing. But then I saw that there was a line outside of like 40 more people. And I was
hell
like,
yeah.
oh, wait, yeah, this is cool. So it's like, I'll say it's like beautiful to have these moments of like going to Europe and we're like starting to get like just people who've never heard us before, and there's like, whoa.
Any shout outs for any particularly cool European bands that you found on the road?
Cocaine Piss.
Cocaine Piss.
Cocaine Piss from Liège, Belgium.
Definitely.
Liège, Belgium. Let me be correct.
I will make a note of that. We'll definitely check them out.
Yeah, they are sick.
Okay, I promise to look into that. My next question would be, I remember on the Mannequin Pussy Twitter account, Marissa had made a comment saying that she wanted people to sing the backing vocals for songs like Drunk 2 and things. Has that happened?
No, everyone's taking the lead.
I
course.
expected that because I also saw an Instagram story in which you were like, I'm making Thanasi and Bear do the backing vocals for Emotional High.
That did not work out.
So you're not going to do it?
He chickened out.
I tried, and that's
Really?
In defense,
I've never tried.
In defense, this entirety of most of the times I've never had to sing. I'm mostly screaming, so I wasn't prepared to sing. So at the moment that it was like, can you sing? I was like, my voice sounds like this. Like, I don't even sound like this. This is not my natural voice right now. Like, this is rasp.
I'm sick. I'm doing it every night. Come on.
I know, but like, you know, I just, all right, you know what?
enough time.
Oh, both mics.
Whoa.
It was
I know
like
the
30
keys.
seconds. You tried this. It's
All
like
you
it's not
gotta
going to work.
do
You
is
gotta try
All
it again.
you gotta do is call.
It's true.
I can do it.
Thanasi tried it and then hasn't tried it again since. But that was only like 2 nights ago.
If I had sufficient time to practice, then I would happily do it.
I feel like every night is enough.
You know what?
time.
I'm gonna do it
tour.
tonight, and I'm gonna do it tomorrow night. And if it sounds
And
bad,
you're going to do
whatever.
great.
Yeah.
You're going to do great no matter what because the fans are really stoked to see this. And I'd be surprised if people are like going to listen that critically and be like,
I like the show, but then when that dude was out,
But when that one dude tried to sing, that's where I got lost.
Yeah, for 10 seconds of the song.
And that ruins it. That ruins it the whole time. But that would actually super suck. But regarding songs that you're playing on tour, my question is more about the negative space of what you're doing. Regarding what are songs in the past that, or currently, that you're not playing? Do you have any songs that you have never played other than on album releases? You will never play? You're just not interested in them?
Beside Yourself. We've never played Beside Yourself live.
I specifically
true.
requested that on Twitter one time.
We've
Not
worked
true.
it out on tour.
We
We've
played
been-
it many times live, but never with the vocals.
Yeah, so
we played it instrumental.
That doesn't
version
count.
of it.
I don't think that counts because
No.
we played it live before we had ever even recorded it.
We were
No, we
playing it.
played it live after the album came out.
Yeah,
No,
we played
we
it.
didn't.
Well, no, we haven't played it. We haven't played
Never
Beside
played it.
Yourself after the album came out.
Yeah.
We were playing it we played it on the Turnover tour, and we played it on
No, we didn't.
we
we did.
did. We totally played it on the Turnover tour and the other tours. We just haven't played it since. Dude, I can
Just
show
like
you some videos. I'll get you some YouTubes. but there's just some songs that I feel like we always workshop everything before we even record them. So there's every song is somewhere. But there's some songs we may not revisit, but then again, you never know if I don't know. We just pulled out a song that we haven't played in a while and just added it to the set last night. We just never know when it's gonna happen.
Do you want to give us a hint?
Oh, people just ask for Piss Drinker all the time.
Oh, all the time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty frequently.
Yeah, they're fans.
Worked it back in.
I do think it's cool that you're still playing stuff from GP. Totally the title is escaping me, but you played a song off of GP back in Asheville that was super hard, and I can't remember, and it's totally escaping me.
Probably either Clue Juice or
Clue Juice was the
Sneaky.
one. That was the
Clue
one.
Juice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's still
It's an
like
old standby.
It was the one of the, it just escaped me, and as
Yeah.
soon as you said it, that's the one. Going back to the tour cycle, this is something that I brought up to you behind the scenes, but tour is incredibly draining. Going to different cities is ridiculously hard. How do you maintain your health both physically and mentally while on the road?
We were gonna ask you the same question.
Yeah.
I don't
How
leave.
do you do that?
I don't leave.
Does one do that? I don't think you figured it out, but I mean, really, sleep is the only thing that you have. Sleep
I'm
is
sure
the
that's gotten
only-
easier now that y'all make money off of this.
Well, we stayed at Thanasi's mom's house the other night, and it was a nightmare because he has 3 bulldogs,
That's sick.
and they're so
They're
Wait, like
cute,
English
but
bulldogs?
Yes.
Oh, the dense ones.
They're
Oh.
so cute, but they are nightmares, and they just
Are they yappy?
barked the whole night,
Yuck.
and
They just
snored
wanted
the
to hang
whole
out with
night.
everyone. They wanted to hang out with
They're
all the
beautiful.
people.
Can I get their names, just out of curiosity?
Oh yeah,
Well,
names
it's
are
Miss
great.
Moneypenny. She's the mom, and then her 2
The
daughters,
matriarch.
Pippa and Sula.
Thank you for that. That makes me really happy to think about.
And they're very beautiful, but when you're
They are beautiful.
when you need to sleep, it's I imagine it's like having a kid. You're like, I love this kid, but it's 3 a.m. and I need to get some sleep.
You got 3 kids now.
It is easier though. It's
Yeah.
been a lot easier to be comfortable on tour, and we can afford to get hotel rooms and nice things like that, and take care of ourselves. We're not slumming it really as much anymore. But it is really nice to stay with family when we have family to stay with.
And not to call you out or anything, but it seems as though you consistently get sick. How do you persevere over tour?
I get sick a lot. I got sick at the end of the first Patience tour. Thanasi got sick in Europe, but Bear got a little sick in Europe. Kayleen and I did not. Oh,
Kayleen's a
Kayleen got
trooper.
sick on the
Never
Patience
mind.
tour.
Did I?
Yeah, because you got me sick. I remember.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
did
you
get
got-
That was a tour bug. It was all
Yeah.
going around.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think I was
The tour
patient
bug
0.
is notorious.
Yeah.
Zero.
I don't think I was
That's
patient 0 of the tour bug.
It's just really hard. I think, you're constantly moving. It's a lot of energy that you're expelling every night, and I wish I just had a stronger immune system or something. I think
It
it's
do
just
be like that.
something in my body.
It's those gummy
always
vitamins.
been a sick person. I
Oh,
just
sick
get
puppy.
sick a lot, and
Yeah.
it's just always been that way. So
Well, on a lighter note, specifically towards you, another thing that you consistently do on tour is have an amazing closet with you at all times. You're very welcome. One of the first times that I started taking notice of it was when you wore that matching patchwork yellow and white pant and crop top outfit, which was awesome. And you rocked that for several dates on the Patience tour. How do you choose what clothes to bring with you? Where do you get them from? And how do you maintain an interesting wardrobe on a tour, which is, as we've established, really difficult already?
Well, I come from a ballet background, so kind of like my interest in just the simple act of like changing from your street clothes into something that you're going to wear on stage
to perform
really comes from that, of like the idea that your clothes are part of this like extension of your performance. And so I see
it's definitely a feast for the of the senses, and you have to have a visual aspect as well.
It's just so much more fun, I think, than for me personally, just like wearing what I was wearing in the band.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of part of that like mental transformation. Like it helps to kind of like wake me up and realize like, okay, it's time to perform now, and let's do this. But when it comes to choosing those things, I'm lucky because in Philly there's so many talented designers and creative friends I have. Like that patchwork outfit was like hand painted by the sister duo, the Bertner sisters, Anne and Emily. Emily sewed the patchwork top, and then Anne painted the pants. But usually it's like I'll come to someone with an idea. I'm like, oh, I saw you were making this. I really like what you're making. I kind of want something like
something
this.
Custom,
Yeah, so I've reached out to a few people about custom pieces. Another line I really like is Pierce for Humans, who's also a Philly line. Our friend Allie Pierce runs that. Recently, I'm very into Discount Universe. They have insane, like, sequined, beautiful, like, just wild.
Is that where you got the sequin jacket from the Drunk 2 music video?
No, that's actually just from ASOS. That's something Allie Pierce found for me.
Okay, cool.
But that is...
ASOS can be reliable.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I like Zara for suits. And
you did wear that red pantsuit.
That's a Zara suit. That was a fun one. Discount Universe is expensive. I just got a pair of like their Black Friday sale. I was bad. I was a bad capitalist.
You gotta do it.
Or I was a bad socialist, I guess. I shopped on Black Friday. I got myself a pair of like zebra print pants.
I mean, it's not like you got it off of like Amazon or something.
Yeah.
So
I'm buying from like local small designers.
Yeah, your morality points were not that dented.
Okay,
you're okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But as you mentioned, Philly, another question that could apply to anyone in the band is, I'm well aware that several of you are in side projects. I know that I spoke to Marissa about potentially releasing, or like you said, that you may be releasing music under your side project. I'm not going to name drop anything because I don't know if you're comfortable talking about it yet. But how do y'all maintain other musical endeavors when so much of your time is devoted to this one?
It's really hard right now. I'd say...
I know that Bear's in like 3 or 4 as per his Instagram bio.
Yeah, but they're definitely right now all on the back burner.
Of course.
Because we're going through some very heavy stuff. But like...
and I apologize if I like hit a nerve.
Oh, no.
I don't think you mean heavy stuff like emotionally.
No, I mean
Okay.
heavy like... I would say that it's... right now we're just very focused on this. And I don't know, I feel like everything deserves its own time and its own energy. And like... come the time that we're not doing this, we're gonna definitely focus harder on other stuff, because I feel like it also helps us as artists to have different creative outlets beyond ourselves, because sometimes a song that I write is not necessarily a Mannequin Pussy song.
Absolutely.
Sometimes a song I write is not necessarily even a song that I can write for my other bands. But I think it's important to just constantly flex that muscle of your creativity to try and create different things and have different outlets, work with different dynamics and different people. And
it reminds me of an interview that Marissa did talking about genius coming and going, and you need to like seize the moment or someone else will do it, essentially.
Absolutely.
Absolutely paraphrasing, of course.
I feel like it's just important to try and like just work out as much as you can when you can. And like, to be honest, like when we're taking a break from this, we're probably gonna start writing new material, and then at the same time I'm gonna be writing new material for other stuff. I've been writing new material for other things just because I want to keep the writing bug moving, you know what I mean? So
Like a shark, you can't stop swimming or you'll die.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think if your like entire artistic identity is wrapped up in one thing, it kind of like leads you on this perilous edge of like what if that thing were to not exist anymore?
Yeah.
And then your artistic identity falls off or falls apart when it does. So I think, what's really beautiful about Mannequin Pussy is the way that like we all kind of like artistically communicate with each other and the way that we're able to write with each other. But as to like what Bear is saying, it's really important to just like kind of, as much as you can, be constantly creating.
Right.
And knowing like when certain things are for like what project.
Yeah,
and I think
yeah.
it makes us all like better, more interesting writers that like we're able to like write for a diverse array of like projects and stuff. Like I'm getting more into the fun like electronic world, like learning Ableton and the other thing I bought on Black Friday was some plugins.
Nice.
So I've got
You didn't
like,
rip them
some
off
new
the
toys.
internet?
No, I do. I have a couple cracked things, but they just like don't work. And if I can afford them, I'm gonna buy them. So
That makes sense. Yeah.
So it's been really fun, just like learning to flex this new muscle, and it because I'm such a baby at it. Like it blows my mind what you can do in Ableton.
Absolutely.
Just, like sit there, zone out, and then like 6 hours later, you have just like all these tracks, and you have this like fully fleshed idea. And I think it's helping me better demo for like the next Mannequin Pussy stuff too.
Which kind of leads into my next topic. You've teased some other Mannequin Pussy music coming out rather soon. Even though you just released Patience literally less than 6 months ago, was that what you were recording when you were in Berlin?
No, that was for my other project.
Very cool.
Yeah, my
Semi-unnamed.
one partner. Yeah, it's like semi-unnamed. We've been changing the name a bunch. I think it's going to be MMZ or Eraser. But
I hope that's what people say when they hear the music, just like,
my one of my other partners in that got a job working for Ableton. So now he lives in
Sick.
Berlin. So after our tour, I went out there and we just spent like a couple days in the studio working on stuff.
Do you have an anticipated season of 2020, though, when we'll get new Mannequin Pussy or other side project
I
stuff?
hope new Mannequin Pussy stuff by like late spring, earlier summer.
Nice.
We just demoed a song.
That
when
1
we
year
were
turnaround.
In when was it?
A month ago?
Yeah, like a month ago. We just started demoing some new stuff. So yeah, I think we're gonna be like in a good position to maybe just like put out a little EP or some singles. Like at this point, we've been through the process of waiting years to put things out, and I think we're all tired of doing that. So to be able to not care about like, okay, well we wrote one song, now we have to wait until like we can all get it together to write 9 more. It's like a little bit more freeing that we can just like write things and release them. And Epitaph is we talked to them about that, and they're like, yeah, if you guys just like want to release singles throughout next year, we're totally fine with that.
You did say in an interview one time that Epitaph has said that they won't change your band, that you have like free range to a degree, which is
Totally true.
that's insane. Like artists everywhere are begging for something like that, which is crazy.
Yeah, we're very fortunate to have them on our side. They've been nothing but supportive, and again, they encourage us. Like, whatever you guys want to do, you should do it. Like, if you want to put out new music, totally. Like, we don't care. It's not gonna fuck with our schedule or anything. We just want you guys to be happy and you guys to do what you want to do. So it's very cool to have that.
Well, I'm going to wrap things up because it seems like we are in a little bit of we're in a bar, so customers are showing up. Any final questions, comments, or concerns that you'd like to address while the mic is hot? Otherwise, thank you so much.
I just wanted to elaborate more on the what's dope about Epitaph is that like
Epitaph
even, like,
sponsor KNC.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know, we were like recording some newer stuff, and like this is like a moment that really like means a lot to me because like Brett was there and he was like listening. Brett Gerwitz, owner of Epitaph, historian, great punk legend scholar legend of punk rock.
And he's in Bad Religion.
Yeah.
Yup.
And
he complimented y'all's
sitting
band
there,
name.
He like showed up in the middle of us recording, like very dad-like, and we're just like, oh no. But he was like listening to us, and there's a moment where we were like, what do you think about this song? Like, what do you think we should do, or something like that? And what was so beautiful to his talent is that he gives us an idea, but he's also just like, but I could be absolutely wrong. Like, you guys should just totally like do what feels natural to you guys, and that's like such a beautiful thing where he doesn't want he'll definitely give us what we need if we ask for it, but also really truly trust us and what we can do and our abilities, and that's like a beautiful thing to have. And
Yeah.
I think sometimes it's difficult, especially in the punk community, to be seen as artists.
Absolutely, as opposed to just a
Bunch of assholes with
or
instruments.
rebellion.
It's a radio thing. Stop swearing.
You actually can say that.
Oh, really?
You can say ass, not asshole, but I'll bleep out the hole.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do
interesting.
it in post.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Use
You're just
audition,
seen as
though.
like being a bunch
There's
of
only
like.
that one, like, or two edits now that the word has been said twice. So it's not-
But yeah, I think it's kind of the new age of punk is to like carve out that space for yourself, and I think that's something that we've been trying to do over the past couple of years. Is to kind
Punk
of,
is
like,
now on the forefront of like mainstream music to a degree. It's infiltrating all other genres that are like hip.
Slowly.
Not even slowly. You see like the rise of like trap hop like coming up, and it's heavily punk influenced, and it's definitely not like the same like 90s beatdown stuff that was coming out, but
True.
like punk is there, and it's not going anywhere. I just didn't want to rhyme, so obviously.
Aaron's not going anywhere.
I don't know if y'all heard the donor announcement that we had running on WKNC. We couldn't use like qualitative language, so I couldn't say like this show is sure to rock or something like that. I said with Mannequin Pussy and Mississippi on the lineup, the punk rock won't stop or something like that. And it's like the corniest, cutest little like ad that we have running at the
I'm
moment.
into that.
Yeah, we're excited to be artists in the new age. It's kind of weird too, because like as the world seems like it's ending, it's like, is this the last? Like, are we gonna be like one of the last punk bands? You know, that's
That's
something that like my
something
like
to think of, yeah.
my like creepy mind goes to sometimes when I'm like just sitting in the back of the band. I'm like, well, if the
Much to
world's
think about.
burning and like the oceans are rising and like all these things are happening and there could be like a mass human extinction. Like, are we in the last age of like punk artists?
Or
And then-
music, period.
Yeah, it's I don't know. That probably not. Obviously, probably not. But when you think about that, there's like an immediacy to everything you're doing that I kind of like.
Very contrarian to the patient's MO.
Yeah, it's kind of
like,
like time is
yeah.
of the essence now.
Absolutely. I hate to end on such a imperative note, but I'm actually out of questions for y'all, and I feel as though the audience wouldn't want to hear me just ask like fan little like, what do you do on your daily basis type questions.
You don't want to hear the answer.
Well, thank you all so much for talking to me. This is something that I should have done ahead of time. If you're comfortable passing the mic around and just identifying whose voice is what, should have done that earlier.
Good idea.
Thank you so much.
This is Marissa.
This is Kayleen.
This is Thanasi.
This is Bear.
And this has been WKNC